What am I gonna sing, babe? Okay. Hi there. Welcome to Split Bill Daily Interview. My name is Bill Poss. I'm your host, and I have on my show today local legend, Mr. Edward David Anderson. He's also he's a legend as much for his work with Backyard Tire Fire as he is with his own solo project, and very excited to be talking to him today. I think he's played all the festivals that we do, and so he'll be able to opine about some of that stuff, and we'll talk about the future of our festivals, but mostly we'll talk about Ed and what he's up to, and get caught up. So again, I'm Bill Poss. I'd love to hear where you're from. If you're listening out there, tell me where you're listening from. It's always a fun part of to scroll through and see where everybody's at. So this is a song that I wrote many years ago for my nieces. My nieces were famous for taking the big bucket of chalk out into the front yard or the side yard and get on the sidewalk and chalking up all kinds of images and landscapes and stuff. And Chloe and Katie, Chloe's no longer with us, R.I.P., and we miss her very much. But Caitlin is in the song, and she's a mama of two now. She lives in Columbia, Missouri, over near Columbia, Missouri. And the girls appear in a lot of my songs, including Hardly Ever See Him Anymore. And there's a song called Jam Session on my first record. And so this is the one that's the very first song on my very first record. It's called Chloe and Katie. And I can tell you right now that because I'm sitting down and I haven't been warmed up, I'm probably going to hit some of the high notes wrong. But you get what you pay for. It's the wrong song. Chloe and Katie had a bucket full of chalk. They'd take it out to the sidewalk. They could really make the concrete talk. It was a colorful scene. There was red for lips, there was white for teeth, black to draw that dastard beat. Stole my hair and left me blue, a hat for me and a song for you. Chloe and Katie had a bucket full of chalk. They'd take it out to the sidewalk. They could really make the concrete talk. It was a colorful scene. Yellow bananas, there were green ones too. Turquoise waters, skies of blue. Violets and oranges, side by side, really a rainbow ride. Chloe and Katie had a bucket full of chalk. They'd take it out to the old sidewalk. They could really make the concrete talk. It was a colorful scene. And then one dark day, Caitlin drew a door below the ceiling and above the floor. She closed it tight. She left that concrete sidewalk wide. No, Chloe and Kate had a bucket full of chalk. They'd take it out to the old sidewalk. They could really make the concrete talk. It was a colorful scene. Killer mandolin solo right here or something like that. Play it, Ed. Play that lead guitar. So Chloe was left by the side of the street. Smart girl went and drew herself something to eat. Then she drew a big long black Cadillac. Jumped and drove off, man, she never looked back. No, Chloe and Katie had a bucket full of chalk. They'd take it out to the old sidewalk. They could really make the concrete talk. It was a colorful scene. It was a colorful scene. It was a colorful scene. Thank you. All right, we got a crew here clapping along. So that's this Chloe and Katie, the very first song off my very first record, Reckless Pedestrian. You can go to my website, Bill Poss Music. There, go on there and again. There he is. Sorry.
Hello, good sir.
You can go to my website, Bill Poss. Check out all my songs. Sorry, Ed, was that?
Hello, good sir.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, man. Yourself? Hanging in there. Quarantine.
Yeah.
I am the great quarantini. Some days I even put on pants. Some days I even go outside.
Whoa.
But yeah, we're good, man. The baby's healthy, and I'm busy recording, so it's cool. It's strange. I miss gigging, I miss everybody, but we're holding it down. It's cool.
Yeah. Well, I know that you guys normally spend the winter in Alabama, right?
Yep.
Did you do that this year?
We did. Well, we only did 2 months this year with the babe. We wanted to stay up for Christmas so she could kind of see her family and get to know people a little bit, and everybody kind of get to meet her. And I think that Christmas up here is probably going to be a go, even if we do continue to go back down there. The reason I say even if we do is as we take this kind of, hit right now, it may not play where it's smart for us to kind of go down there and break even for 2 months after we've lost our asses for, a few. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what goes. I mean, I'd like to go back. I think we probably will. We'll figure it out because I can work down there. That's one thing after the last, I think we've done it 7 years. There's a good bit of work for me down there. So we'll probably, keep doing it. I love it down there. I mean, it's you just check out. It's really fun. I usually write a handful of songs while we're down there and just kind of disappear a little bit.
Is that lower Alabama where you are?
Yeah.
Where you go?
Yep, exactly.
As Will Kimbrough calls it, LA.
Yeah, that's down in Will Kimbrough country, man. He's from Mobile, Alabama, so that's one of the places that I hit pretty regularly when we lived down there.
I like that song. I like it down here.
Oh, I know, dude. Pretty much anything Will does, I'm a fan of.
Yeah. He was on the show last week, and he played that song for me.
Yeah, man.
He's great.
His tune "Three Angels" too is one of the greatest family songs I've ever heard, other than "Mugshot." There we go.
Hear that?
Good Lord.
I don't think it's signed though, Ed. I'm not sure how that happened. That I got a copy and you didn't sign it. But you'll have to. This is Lower Alabama, the Loxley Sessions.
I'd be honored.
Cool. Usually JJ makes everybody sign it to her instead of me.
How is JJ doing? Is she there with you?
She's here somewhere.
JJ,
you're getting back. Ed wants to know how you're doing.
Well, thank you, Ed.
Isaac says hi. She says she's doing well. She's going to come and say hello. Come in.
Thanks for being a badass nurse.
So can we get you to kick us off with a song here?
Sure. Yeah.
I kind of went first segment there, but I'd love to hear an Ed Anderson.
I was thinking about that. You were just talking about Lower Alabama. This is a song I put out a little live album that I recorded, half of it at Night Shop here in Bloomington and the other half up in the suburbs of Chicago. It's just called Live and Solo. And this is a song that's on it. But this is a song definitely inspired by Lower Alabama. As you know, songs come from strange places. You just kind of have to keep your radar up and stuff. And with this one, a friend of ours was showing us pictures of a big wedding that we missed, and it was on the beach, and it was during the time period that we were up here and we weren't able to get back. And she showed us the picture, and she just innocently kind of said, "You can't see me, but I know where I am." And she was pointing to the picture of 100 people on the beach. And that to me sounded like a song, or at least something, like some kind of play, maybe an accurate description of my musical career. But so I wrote this song called "You Can't See Me" and put it on this new record, and I'll play this one for you. You can't see me, but I know where I am. You can't beat me and stand right where I stand. You won't know me until you take my hand. You can't see me, but I know where I am. You can't hear me, but I sing good and loud. writing down my thoughts, trying to make my mama proud. You won't know me, I'm just a face out in the crowd. You can't hear me, but I sing good and loud. Flying low to the ground, driving south, Bama bound. I'm gonna go drink some beer and disappear. She'll catch fish in Outcat songs. When I screw up, she'll right my wrongs. Let's all raise a glass and yell out cheers. Cheers! You can't feel me, someday you just might. Walk in my shoes and understand my place. Till that day comes, I'll keep fighting a good fight. You can't feel me, someday you just might. Alright. Flying low to the ground, driving south, Bama bound. I'm gonna go drink some beer and disappear. She'll catch fish in Outcat songs. When I screw up, she'll right my wrongs. Let's all raise a glass, yell out cheers. Cheers! You can't see me, but I know where I am. You can't be me and stand right where I stand. You won't know me until you take my hand. You can't see me, but I know where I am. You can't see me, but I know where I am. I said, you can't see me, but I know where I am. All right. Thank you.
That's a cool song. I've heard you sing that before. That's on your last record.
It's on the new live one, and it's I definitely played it at Moccasin Creek. I know last time that I played Moccasin Creek, I had Stevie Manuel on upright bass, and that was on the set list for sure. I remember playing it down there. Yeah,
right on.
Yeah, man.
You played at all of our festivals. You played at the very first Wonder Down Music Festival. You played at Summer Sundown last year. You did 2 sets, I think.
Yep.
And then you played at Moccasin a couple different times, maybe 3.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But so we were talking earlier before the broadcast here about the future of the festivals and not knowing, just not knowing. I know you have a festival that you put on as well.
Yeah.
And it's an awful feeling. But have you guys made a decision? Are you announcing anything yet? Or
we haven't really made the decision yet. I think it's probably coming pretty soon, though. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? And I think part of it is also, I think from what we were talking about before, is a big part of the way we pulled off Black Dirt Music Festival was an amazing cast of sponsors that, just stepped up and gave and really allowed the whole thing to really happen the way that it happened. And a lot of those sponsors are people whose, businesses are closed right now. So it's not like I'm looking to ask people to help us sponsor our festival when they're just struggling to probably put food on the table. So that's part of it. And then I don't, it went so well the first year. I mean, it was amazing turnout. The idea of doing it and not doing it, at least at that level, doesn't feel good to me. I want to come back and, up it, one up what we did the year before, So the idea of with social distancing and some people being, on board and some people probably not, and this and that, I just feel like attendance could be down,
right.
And really not just that. I mean, it has to pay for itself, so it's like, as much as I don't want the vibe to not be there, I don't want anybody to lose anything either. So we're just trying to figure it out, I do know that it went really well the first year, and we're going to keep doing it. And if for whatever reason we don't get to do it this year, or obviously for obvious reasons, if we don't get to do it this year, we'll definitely, do it again next year and the year after and the year after. The idea was to, set a precedent and just keep doing it yearly and watch it grow, hopefully, I mean, honestly, like right. Festivals like yours and some of these ones that I've been lucky enough to play, I mean, they're the model, like you look at how people are doing it and who they're getting and just like, how it's being promoted and just the vibe. You figure out from the ones that you've done, how you want to do yours. And I mean, clearly what you guys do was part of us trying to figure out how we wanted to do ours too. I mean, we're taking notes every time we go down there. So I don't know what we're going to do. I guess it just remains to be seen, but I feel like pretty soon here we're going to have to make some kind of call one way or another. You guys are still going forward with you have a date announced, right? I mean, it's.
Oh yeah. We're fully booked.
Yeah.
We have 4 days of music programmed. And here's my thinking, and I'll tell you this, but mostly it's for the audience that's listening out there. We're not going to reschedule it. And so my thinking is, if you're not going to reschedule it, just leave it where it is. And if you have to cancel it this year, you have to cancel it this year. But I mean, I have about 25 more days before I have to apply for the liquor license.
Okay. All right.
So, that's kind of the tail of the tape right there. Like, if by that point, hopefully we'll have some more clarity about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm probably not going to cancel it. I might let the governor cancel it, but and obviously I'm in line with his thinking. I mean, I think he's done a good job, Governor Pritzker. So I'm not going to try to second guess what he's doing.
Sure.
But if he says we shouldn't do it, then we won't do it. And if he says we should do it, we're going to be in a great position to get all those Telluride festival goers, because they did cancel. Right. So not that that's funny, but I'm just saying, we would be in a good position because Hartford's moved to October, and
I know it. I know.
So many other festivals are canceled. I'm like, well, let's just stay on the date, and if we can do it, we'll do it, and we'll have a great crowd if we do it.
I've heard something. My wife definitely keeps up a lot more with news and stuff. I'm not quite as, although I've kind of gotten away from news and TV for the last couple of years, but I will say that I have definitely been watching it a lot and listening a lot more now because of what's going on, because it clearly has a direct impact on me. And I heard something that there may be like tiers, like the southern part of the state may be free to, things may open up sooner than the northern part of the state. I don't know if you've heard that. That's probably something from a Pritzker.
I have not heard.
Yeah. So, I mean, you might be in a position where, because you're further south and it's less populated, obviously, than up north and stuff, maybe they might, not try to crack down, and you may be able to, to do. I don't know if you did. I didn't know if you'd heard that at all.
I think if that's what they're doing, in any case, gatherings are going to be taboo. That will be the last thing to happen. And we're not a big one. We're outdoors. We're smallish, so we have that. But I don't know.
Crazy. It's just crazy. I'm thinking, and I'm sure you've been in this for a long time too. I never, I've been doing this for a living for, over a couple of decades. It wasn't like I dreamt of doing this. I just kind of fell into it and started happening, and I love doing it. But one of the things that I always thought was people are always going to want to be entertained. Gigs aren't going away. Obviously times change and tastes change, and, in 100 years, maybe people aren't sitting on stools with acoustic guitars, but I think they probably are. And I always kind of felt like, all right, well, there's job security in the fact that people always are going to want and need to be entertained. And, I hustle and I work hard, and I always have. The idea of having no gigs on my calendar right now and for the foreseeable future, and having a 7-month-old baby, Kim and I have been married for 20 years, and we decided to have a baby. And 7 months after we decided to have the baby, all the gigs go away. I had two really good, the last couple of years have been really good. And this summer was going to be great. So it really is. I mean, it's just kind of shocking, really. It's just, I just didn't imagine that this could happen, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about, you had mentioned earlier that you look at festivals like Moccasin Creek or Hartford or whatever as models of what you're trying to do. And I'm flattered that you say that, but I just wanted to say that my approach, I started this just on my own, pretty much. But my approach in the beginning was to say, there's lots of really, really, really good talent that you can get at a bargain price.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the challenge is that not a lot of people know who those people are, right?
Yeah.
But I toured with Fred Eaglesmith for 5 years.
Yeah.
And I watched these just fanatic fans of his. They just would come from all over. Every time he would come to town, they'd drive for 200 miles to be at Charlotte or Edmonton or wherever, and they didn't miss him when he came to town.
Yeah,
and I knew that there were people like that. Besides Fred, people like Tom Russell, Robbie Fulks, the Bottle Rocket, and Edward David Anderson,
Kimbrough,
Will Kimbrough, goes on and on. Mary Gaucher,
Cody,
absolutely, Chicago Farmer. But I didn't. Anyway, so my approach was pick people who draw people who are awesome, and who aren't going to break the bank. And when I announced the lineup and the price of the tickets, the people around here were like, no one's gonna come to that festival.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Huh. And not everybody, but a lot of people. And the only people they knew were the Bottle Rockets. There's some people knew Fred Eagle Smith because I was with them. But and Matt Poss, I had Matt Poss band, and Matt Poss can draw some people here.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was kind of a comical thing. In fact, the guy who was doing the beer backed out of doing it because he
really.
No one's gonna buy enough beer to make it worth getting along.
I didn't know that. So
I had to take over the beer the first year, and we made a killing.
Yeah, good.
Anyway, so that's my model, and I know that you guys, I saw your lineup last year, and it was stellar, and it wasn't overreaching. It wasn't going to go too big too quick, and
you're right. Yeah, I mean, especially from a budget standpoint. We didn't break the bank, which was, I think, for us, it was just, we just want to make sure that this goes well enough to be able to keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And the idea this year was to up it a little bit and maybe pay a little bit more out for, that maybe that one big act, and then kind of build around that. I mean, kind of similar to what you're doing, same idea. Obviously, it's just one day and it's just a handful of bands, whereas like you've got multiple days and a lot of stuff going on, and camping and everything. So, I mean, it's different. The nature of it is different, but what we wanted is the vibe to be the same, where people felt like they could bring their kids and it's good Americana roots kind of stuff, and which is what you have going. So yeah. I was pleased. I was very pleased. This turnout was fantastic. It really kind of.
Where did you have it?
What's up?
Where was it?
It was kind of next to the castle. There's a big parking lot right off of Center and right there, kind of catty corner from the State Farm building. The big tall State Farm building downtown. So yeah, it was a big parking lot with a natural kind of incline. So the stage was at the bottom, so it was kind of a natural kind of theater kind of viewing, and they had done a couple of shows out there, so they kind of had the logistics in order. So it was we just needed to kind of put the idea together, get the sponsors, and promote the heck out of it, make sure people showed up. But the castle kind of had pretty good framework for how they wanted to do it and stuff. So. And we met with them weekly for months, preparing for it and getting it ready and stuff. And it went. I mean, I think the Tire Fire thing helped quite a bit. We hadn't played in so long. For me, I was kind of blown away with how many people came and even stuck around through a rainstorm and stuff. And it kind of made me miss playing those songs again. So here I'm in the midst of recording a new Tire Fire EP and sort of relaunching that in a slightly different way. And
okay, let's talk about that in a minute. But will you play us another song?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Let's see.
I have a request. Did you see the request from JJ?
Yeah, sure. What do you got?
Harmony?
Sure. I'd be honored. This is also on that live album, Live and Solo, that I just put up.
Cool. I appreciate you being here, Ed.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Bill. Good to chat with you. Bye. She's been singing songs with her mama since the age of 3. She learned to sing the high parts sitting there on mama's knee. Well, they loved to sing together. It came naturally, it was fun. Sang so many songs that their voices were like one. It's a beautiful thing when two people singing harmony. Well, a palette full of colors, an open canvas on the wall. It takes him to a place where it feels okay to fall. Yeah, he's been painting pictures since he picked up that paintbrush. It's all that ever makes sense of the chaos and the rush. It's a beautiful sight when the colors blend just right in harmony. Well, they've been holding hands since they were young. Now they're growing old. 3 daughters raised and gone, 3 grandkids on their own. Well, their nest may be empty, but their hearts are full of love for one another and a partnership they built. It's a beautiful life he's lived with his wife in harmony. Well, it hates the Lord of Discord, then loves the leading light. Let's be just like that painting where the colors blend just right. It'd be a beautiful scene if all human beings could live in harmony. It'd be a beautiful scene if all human beings could live in harmony. 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 Thank you very much. Hey, when the screen goes black like it did it cut me off or was I still up there? Because my own screen went black just because it's just. Okay, good.
I never saw it go black.
Good.
I think it
was just me. I should have just kept playing then.
So tell me about the Backyard Tire Fire project. You had a bunch of gigs, I know.
Yeah, we had some gigs. There's still a couple rescheduled. I'm hoping that that goes the way it's supposed to go. I still don't know. We have some dates rescheduled to July 31st and August 1st, but I don't know. Hopefully those happen. But yeah, basically what happened was put it together, kind of threw it back together for Black Tar Music Festival, and the response was pretty overwhelming. Like, I guess I just didn't realize almost 10 years after, really gigging regularly, that there was still that much interest. So it was really encouraging. And then also, I wrote those songs. There's dozens. I mean, I think we recorded almost 100 different songs over the course of 10 years. And then there was also probably another 100 that didn't get recorded. So I kind of had a hankering to play them again. They were, how it is. You write a song at a certain time, it kind of brings you back to that place where you were in your life. And, at that time when you wrote it, it was the most important song you'd ever written. And then you lose contact and they go away and you get new ones. And so I was reconnecting with the songs, and that felt really good. And then also reconnecting with my little brother who plays bass, who I have missed dearly, since the band, and then our mom passing and our sister and stuff. Like, I just haven't seen him that much, So the opportunity to get to make music with my little brother again is very enticing as well. So nice. a lot of reasons and stuff. But and then I had a handful of songs that felt like songs that should be recorded, with him and with this band, and kind of released under this band. Like, I had written that song "Truck Stop Shower." I think that one. I played it at Moxie Creek last year. That's a Tire Fire song waiting to happen. So I have my friend Jerry Erickson playing pedal steel guitar on that. He played with Timothy P. in the Rural Route 3. Actually, that album cover in the background, if you can see behind me, is a Timothy P. in the Rural Route 3 album. Are you familiar with Timothy P. in the Rural Route 3?
No.
They were a big country band up here in the 80s, 70s, kind of. Them and Pork and the Havana Ducks were kind of the... Yeah. Pork?
I knew Pork. Pork interviewed me a couple of times on the Whip.
Oh, really? Okay, sure, yeah.
Wasn't that him?
Yeah, Button had played steel with Timothy P. for years and stuff. They were actually in that Clint Eastwood "Any Which Way You Can" or "An Inch Way But Loose" or "Any Which Way But" one of those movies. He's in a bar band. with the orangutan. You know, like Clint walks into the bar with the orangutan and Muttonhead's playing steel in the background with Timothy P. But anyway, he's playing pedal steel on that Truck Stop Shower song that felt like a Tire Fire song. Muttonhead had played a bunch of pedal steel on a bunch of Tire Fire stuff in the past, so it just felt like, you know, like something to kind of dish in his direction. And then I had a handful of others that just kind of felt like rockers that needed to be done with this band. So yeah, it's been really nice actually having something to concentrate on. I mean, I'm loving the Wednesday streams and everything, and it's been nice to be home with my family and everything. But I am a little stir crazy. I miss gigging, and I've been able to throw that energy into the recording projects in the basement, and that's been really fun. So yeah, the Tire Fire EP is really coming together nicely. I'm extremely excited about it for sure.
We need to get Tire Fire up down here in Effingham. Yeah,
man, I would love that. That'd be great. I mean, that's definitely doable once we get past all of this and stuff. I mean, that's the idea, is we wanted to just kind of start picking up a handful of gigs. Not like what we did when we would do like 200 to 300 dates a year on the road. This is more like, you know, maybe once a month or something, you know, like that kind of thing, you know, nothing too crazy, but enough to get out there and play and feel good about it and get to reconnect with these guys and the people that still dig the band, you know. So yeah, no delusions of taking it out 300 nights a year or anything like that, but yeah, we could definitely make it down to Effingham for sure.
Yeah, well, we're not very far. It's just an hour and 40 minutes, you know.
No, I mean, you guys are right there, actually. Kim and I love it down there. We love Southern Illinois in general. Really, honestly, we've looked at land down there and stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of acreage down by the Shawnee and everything. I mean, we love Bloomington. I don't know that we're going anywhere or anything like that. We really do love Southern Illinois, and really just down from into that, you know, Charleston and south of there. It gets pretty, and then you get down to the Shawnee and it gets really pretty, and it's just laid back and more affordable, and I don't know. I dig Southern Illinois a lot.
Yeah, when I think about where would you live if you could live anywhere? You know, Southern Illinois is pretty beautiful.
It really is.
It's pretty beautiful, especially like down by Cobden and down that way.
And all that. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Diana. Yeah,
it's stunning, and you don't realize. I mean, Illinois gets bagged on quite a bit for a lot of reasons, and some of them are noble reasons. The taxing. There's all kinds of things that we can talk about that I don't love about Illinois. But it's my home, and I do love it, and there are some really, really beautiful parts of it, and one of them, probably maybe the most beautiful part of it, is down there in the Shawnee, and then you have Starved Rock is great, Galena is really, really pretty. Those are probably the most beautiful parts of the state of Illinois, but we love Southern Illinois and the Shawnee down there for sure.
Right on. Well, someone has requested Aaron Goldstein, one of our board members from Pops Music Works.
Sure.
She has requested Bad Tattoos.
Sure, yeah.
You want to play it?
I'd be honored.
We got time to do this. Sort of talk a little bit more, and then one more song after this. And
sure.
So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you will participate, we'd love to hear where you're from. Where are you watching from? I see somebody from Houston. That was Doug and Nikki Fenton, I think. I see Barry Gilbert's from Chicago. Malia's across the street. Anyway, just let us know. It's a lot of fun to see where everybody's writing in or listening in from. So I'm going to get out of the way. So Edward David Anderson, and you'll notice a lot of his thing is that Venmo. Edward David Anderson is his handle on Venmo. So if you want to give him a tip, besides stick to your day job, this is his day job. So
yeah, man. And I'm going live tonight too from my music page on Facebooks. I do every Wednesday. So I'll be live around 7:30 Central tonight if you're looking to hear some more stuff. But I'll play this one for my friend Aaron. This one's called Bad Tattoos. It's on my Chasing Butterflies record. Bad tattoos, God knows I got a few. It's just where I happen to be and what I wanted to do. Yeah, 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 yeah. Bad tattoos. Well, if I had to choose, I'd do it all over again, man, my bad tattoos. Well, he was just 18, he was lean and green, fell in with the girl from his school. He put her name on his arm, he didn't see the harm. Now she's running around with somebody new. He got a bad tattoo, Lord knows I've seen a few. It's just where he happened to be and what he wanted to do. Yeah, 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 they're tattoos. Well, if I had to choose, I'd do it all over again, me and my bad tattoos. She was a fan of a band that's been on the jam. She listened to them every day. She put their logo on her chest when she was at her best. It's safe to say that things have changed. She got a bad tattoo. Lord knows I've seen a few. It's just where she happened to be and what she wanted to do. Yeah, 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 bad tattoos. Well, if I had to choose, I'd do it all over again, me and my bad tattoos. Well, the story of my life's been on my skin. The people that I love and the places I've been. It's like a map to my soul that fades more each day. The lines are blurred, but they won't go away. Well, the story of my life's written on my skin. The people that I love and the places I've been. It's like a map to my soul that fades more each day. The lines are blurred, but they won't go away. Those bad tattoos, Lord knows I got a few. It's just where I happen to be and what I wanted to do. Yeah, 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 bad tattoos. Well, if I had to choose, I'd do it all over again, me and my bad tattoos. Well, I do it all over again, me and my bad tattoos. Well, I do it all over again, me and my bad tattoo.
Well, so far I've gotten to hear 3 songs I wanted to hear, Ed. So that's lucky for me, right?
Yeah, man. Glad I can oblige.
Okay, someone says they're watching. Oh, Keith Batard from Effingham. He's just down the street from me.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Columbia, Missouri. Ben Schachter. We got someone across town. I know where you live, Karen Kirby Lechtefeld. Doug Winters over by the Red Barn, and that's at rural Altamont, Illinois. Cincinnati, Ohio. Mark Vanderhaar. Cool. So a lot of times people write in from Canada, and we haven't gotten any today from Canada, but I did see Susie was on here. So
my Canadian friends.
Yeah. So let me talk about your approach to songwriting, because I feel like we have something in common, and maybe it's why I like your music so much. When I hear you sing a song, I think when I hear an artist sing a song, I generally think of that artist and that song together forever. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like this is my first impression. My first impression of the Bottle Rockets is Indianapolis. Like, sure. Oh yeah, you know, that's pretty accurate, right? Yeah. But you, and I think this is also true of my writing, you have a very broad swath of styles that you write in.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I love that I mean, for one thing, it makes a really interesting show.
Yeah.
You know, I can listen to Townes Van Zandt sing forever, but I do recognize after an hour of it that it sounds a lot in the same vein.
Sure.
You know? And so is that something that you're conscious about, or is that just a reflection of your influences, or how does that happen?
I think that it was never really conscious or anything like that. I think it's just from being exposed to a bunch of different kinds of music and digging a lot of different kinds of music. Like this morning, I listened to Jim Croce. It was the first thing, like right out of the gate. That's the first thing that I put on. But a couple mornings ago, the first thing that I put on was like a really strange jazz record, kind of avant-garde and really from like the late '70s. So I'm kind of all over the place. And I'm trying to also expose my daughter, because every morning when we wake up, I bring her down and get her ready and stuff, and make her oatmeal and put on albums, and we listen to albums together every day. So I'm trying to keep it eclectic so she's hearing a wide variety of sounds,
Yeah.
But it's also reminding me how much different kinds of music I own and how much different kinds of music that I love. I'm all over the place. I love, Hank Williams as much as I love Bob Marley. So I think that you can kind of sense, regardless of genre, if it's coming from the right place, and I have that kind of radar where I feel like I can sense, where it's coming from. And so I'm not really confined to like genre. I'm more like about soul and where it's coming from. So when I write like a rock song, it's not like I'm consciously being, I'm going to write a rock song now. It's just what comes out from being exposed to all different kinds of music. Or if I write like a folk number, it's because probably I was listening to a lot of Guy Clark or Towns or Prine or something. Or when I write rock and roll songs, maybe I'm more listening to like, Crazy Horse or Stones or something like that. Or, back in the day when I was first starting bands, I was more of into like a jam kind of thing. So I was listening to a lot of, Dead and Fish and jazz and Allman Brothers and Fillmore and stuff like that. So I was more into writing improvisational pieces with, jazz chords and stuff. So I've kind of run the gamut and gone through a lot. I do feel, however, now I feel as comfortable as I ever have, like in my own skin as a writer. And I feel like this guitar and really digging into the works of Guy Clark and Towns and Prine and people like that, I think I feel more comfortable in that arena than I do in any other place at this point. I love plugging in and being loud and playing rock shows. I do. But there's just something about like having figured out how to like Travis pick and roll. And I think it was playing banjo that helped me figure that out. And then really digging into these guys' catalogs. And, that really just kind of just resonated with me more than maybe anything ever has musically, where I feel more comfortable in that place than ever. God, when I was listening to that Croce this morning, are you a Jim Croce fan at all?
I'm a huge Jim Croce fan.
Yeah, okay.
Huge.
So it was the Don't Mess Around with Jim record, that came out in 72, I think. Year I was born, actually. My mom loved Croce and my dad and stuff. So I'm listening to it and I'm reading along the lyrics. And there's, I know his songs pretty darn well, especially the ones that were on the radio. Obviously my mom loved that stuff, and that, we grew up listening to that on 8-track tape and stuff. But there were some songs that I hadn't really like nitty-gritty gotten deep and dirty into the lyrics of what he had to say. And I'm reading along this morning, and my mind was literally blown this morning reading along Jim Croce lyrics. I knew he was a brilliant writer and guitar player, but I think some of the ones that were lesser known songs that I maybe didn't give as much of a chance to or as much of attention to as some of the ones that were more known. Like, do you know the song Box Number 10?
Yeah, I sang the song.
Yeah. See, I was thinking that when I listened to it this morning, I was like, how have I never covered this song? Like, this is right up my alley. And I'm thinking this is genius. Like the story unfolds, and it's like I don't think I really knew how good all the other songs were. So it's been really fun, like having our baby and our daughter. Like I say, every morning records get pulled out, so I've been rediscovering stuff, and it's good. I hadn't been into my record collection in the last handful of years for no real good reason. I don't know, maybe a little bit burned out just in general. I think maybe even before all of this Corona craziness, in a very strange way. Now, obviously, it sucks losing all these gigs and the festival and all this stuff. I kind of needed some time to just be with my baby and my wife and these songs. And So I'm trying to make lemonade out of this situation where we're being handed lemons. It's feeling pretty positive. I mean, we're a little stir crazy, but it feels pretty like maybe I needed a little bit of a break from run, gig, trying to get after it.
Baby.
Yeah, it feels pretty good to just kind of take a breath and work on new songs and work in the basement and see my daughter every day and, lay down in bed with my wife every night instead of being in the van somewhere or in some hotel somewhere. So in a strange way, I'm trying to embrace it, even though it does hurt to lose all these gigs.
Yeah, I've learned more. I'm not sure learned more is the right word. I've gotten better at playing guitar over the last 4 weeks in a larger way than in any other 4-week period of my entire life of guitar playing, other than maybe the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, I believe it. I kind of feel the same way too. When you have time to do, I haven't had a ton of time because I feel like when the baby's not sleeping, I'm exhausted, and when she's awake, I have my hands full. Kind of trying to she's got me running around and stuff, which is great. I mean, I love it. It's great. It's literally the best gig I've ever had. But right. I haven't probably been able to play quite as much. But I know what you're talking about when you go through periods of time where you're like, I think I just got like twice as good as I was like a month ago or something. When you're able to really put the time in and connect some dots along the fretboard and kind of okay, and that's a beautiful thing, man. That's good. That's a really good feeling. That's good for you.
Yeah, well, it's a good feeling for me. I've always felt like a slacker when in the guitar department. JJ's actually been playing the guitar. She started playing guitar about 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know it. That's great.
So, exciting. I was going to say that one of the ways that you remind me of Jim Croce is in your bluesy musicality.
Sure.
And that's in a way that, like, I love John Prine more than anybody, and I think he's very musical. But listening to Jim Croce is a different thing. Me, he's more of an athlete musically.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
He's not even like a real hot picker or anything. He's a good picker.
Yeah, he's a really good picker.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he had a guitar player. Also. But he was musical in a way that I think is pretty special.
I agree. Yeah,
and I think that's probably one of the reasons I like you. I think that you have that kind of musical. Like, I listen to Taylor Steele. I think I hear that with her too. It's like
dude, that girl's voice is just something else. She can write too, man, and she's kind of an old soul for being as young as she is.
She can play too.
Yeah, she's a badass.
But my point is, there's certain people like John Fulbright last year at Moccasin. People saw him.
Yeah,
the music just like it just like glows off of you. And so that's my high praise to you right there.
Well, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Back at you, dude. I mean, I feel lucky that we've been able to our paths have been able to cross, over these last handful of years. I mean, it's cool. I think that when we met, I mean, I didn't really know you. You didn't really know me. I wasn't familiar
with what
you had done. You weren't really familiar with what I had done. So it's, kind of over the course of these last handful of years, it's been a nice thing that's kind of grown into a good working friendship. And I've met a lot of good people, obviously through you and through your festival as well. When I say that, I love that crew of people that you work with down there, like Aaron and Kendall and Garrett and JJ and all of them.
We're very blessed. In fact, Susie just commented, "I am from Canada and I have been here the whole time."
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Take your hat off. Take your hat off a second, will you? When I met Ed, I thought, this is the guy that's going to play me in the movie.
That's great, dude. I'd be honored.
All right, hey, give us one more before we go. Unless you got something else you want to say. You're on tonight at 7:30. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm on at 7:30 tonight.
Cool. And name of your what's your Facebook page? Edward David Anderson.
Yeah, I think it's Edward David Anderson Music, I believe.
Okay. And tomorrow on Split Bill, I have Matt Poss of the Matt Poss Band.
Yeah.
Coming on, and then on Friday we'll have Fan Friday, and can't wait to try to interview some of the fans for a change.
Yeah, man.
We're going to turn it around a little bit.
Thanks for having me on, Bill. I appreciate it.
Also, thank you. Also tonight, I'm Poss Music Works in the round. We're going to have 7 to 10. I know this is conflicting with Ed, but I'll tell you because I got it. We have Charlie Roth leading an in the round at 7 for an hour, and his guests will be Stuart and Hillary Adamson from the Flying A's from Austin, Texas. Most of the Moccasin crowd knows Charlie well.
Oh yeah,
fantastic. Then I will have on my hour, 8 to 9 o'clock, I have Baltimore-based singer-songwriter and country musician Mary Battiata, and she's from the band Little Pink, really great. And I also have Greg Klima. And then from 9 to 10, I'm going to forget one of the names here, but from 9 to 10, we have Ian Leith will be leading the pack, and he has Dana Anderson, who's fantastic, another guy locally here who's a really great songwriter and musician. He has John Langford. John Langford is going to be on. Yeah, right. And Heather Sticka, and another Anderson. I can't think of his name though. So I can find it though. Ryan Joseph Anderson.
Oh, he's great.
That's everybody. You know
Are you
him?
familiar with Ryan?
No. I hear he's good.
You're gonna dig Ryan's tunes. I did it in the round at Fitzgerald's with him. I think it was like last summer or something like that. But I was really impressed with his tunes. Really, really good songs. Interesting, weird, kind of off-centered songs and subject matter. And really good picker and a really, really cool cat. Nice guy. Yeah.
Cool. Well, you get an endorsement from Ed Anderson.
Yeah, man. But
cool.
Tune in to me. No, do both.
Very cool. Hey, Ed, it's been a pleasure, and thank you so much for giving us your time and your talents. Yes. We'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah. Do you want me to do one more? Or?
Please, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Thanks again, and we'll see y'all soon. Cheers.
Give some money to the Venmo, Edward David Anderson.
Yes, indeed. This one's called Truck Stop Shower. I've been talking about it. This is gonna be on the new Backyard Tire Fire EP, and I'll sing it now. I done some wrong. I done some right. Depends on the town. Depends on the night. Sometimes I lose track when I'm throwing them back. My world starts to spin. I know I can't win, so I hit the sack. And when I wake up feeling dirty, hungry and mean, I'll roll down that highway, yeah, to get myself clean. And I'll stand there for an hour in the middle of the day. Let that truck stop shower wash it all away. I sing my song, yeah, I'll fight the good fight. Try to keep out the dark and let in the light. Sometimes I lose track, oh, when I'm throwing them back. Yes, I do. Start feeling blue, thinking about you, so I hit the sack. And when I wake up feeling dirty, hungry and mean, I'll go down that highway, yeah, to get myself clean. And I'll stand there for an hour in the middle of the day. Let that truck stop shower wash it all away. Yeah. If your head's a pounding, well, you can be born again. Yes, you can. 'Cause a truck stop shower is this trucker's best friend. There you have it. Truck stop shower.
Ed Anderson, folks. Edward David Anderson. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Bill. Greatly appreciate it.
Look forward to catching up with you soon, bud.
Indeed. Be good, man. We'll talk
All
to
right.
you soon.
Likewise.
Later. Bye-bye.